The following is a presentation of 912 Sports. Welcome to On Air with 912 Sports, your number one source for high school sports. With Sean Smoke and Kevin Price. On Air with 912 Sports is brought to you by Coastal Pines Technical College. Go Coastal. Prime South Bank. Find your prime. Robbie Robertson Ford, because Fords are cheaper in the swamp. Gibson Animal Clinic, practical solutions with limited fees. Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, the region's best orthopedic care. And Kim Smoke, licensed realtor with eXp Realty.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. I'm Sean Spoke, publisher of 912 Sports, and we've got a great show for you tonight. 912 Sports had the privilege to honor 37 deserving student athletes this past Thursday with the 6th annual All Sports Player of the Year Award Show. Kevin Price and I will take a quick look back at the event. There was another big event this past Thursday. The NFL kicked off its annual draft, and the 912 Sports coverage area have two former cover athletes that are moving on to the NFL. And congratulations to the Brantley County Herons. Both the girls and boys tennis team made it to the Final Four, and I have a chance to talk with Coach Patrick Stevia about the winning formula down in Caney Bay. Plus, Kevin and I will have baseball updates as the Gators, Pirates, and Red Terrors play on into round 2 of the state baseball championships. So stick around. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. You're watching On Air with 912 Sports.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
Did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. I'm Sean Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports, joined as always by Kevin Price, head writer and podcast host. Kevin, how you doing?
Good, Sean. Good to be here with you again on another Facebook show that we have.
Another Thursday in the books. And Kevin, last Thursday we had the honor and the privilege of naming 37 Players of the Year at our All Sports Award show. I thought the show went off great. Been getting a lot of positive reviews, been getting a lot of views. But if you haven't been able to watch the show yet, go to 912sports.net. We've got it posted right there. You can watch it on demand, or you can dig back through Facebook, or you go to our YouTube page and watch it there. But Kevin, I thought the show turned out great, and it was fun to recognize those kids.
No question. I mean, the show looked good. Number one, Jeff, our guy, did a good job of putting that together after we gave him all the footage and all that we taped. And so hopefully it was kind of pleasant on the eyes for everybody. But obviously a lot of the parents and grandparents sitting around waiting for their, favorite player's name to be called, and had a good audience and some great sponsors as well. Certainly couldn't do it without those folks who believe in what we do here, supporting high school sports in Southeast Georgia. And like, always some tough decisions out there, but as we read those bios and as people listen to them, I think they could certainly come away impressed with the caliber of student athletes that we turn out here in Southeast Georgia.
Exactly. Kevin had some multiple-time winners, had a couple of two-time winners, had a couple of three-time winners, which I thought was really cool. I know Presley Harrison from the Appleton County Pirates and softball comes to mind, and also Kaylee Sizemore from Long County, both of those three-time winners.
Yeah, I mean, obviously those two kids in particular have been real dominant, real impressive at their sports. And obviously Kaylee, from Long County is going to go on and play flag football in college here in the state of Georgia. So that's interesting in itself. And then Presley, one of the, top recruits nationwide for softball in her class. She'll be a senior next year and will have a chance to win it 4 times as far as player of the year goes. She'll have a chance to possibly win a third state championship with the Appling softball team as well. So then she's going on to the University of Georgia, which a lot of people in Southeast Georgia certainly root for. So obviously she's got a lot of going for her in terms of the future and her prospects on the softball field.
Yeah, that would be impressive, Kevin, if they can win a third state championship in her 4 years over there at Appling County. But we were kind of up against a pretty big show last Thursday night, Kevin, as the NFL draft was taking place. I'm sure some people, got a chance to watch that. But we had 2 former cover players make it to the NFL. We'll start off, Kevin, by talking a little bit about Jalen Simpson. Played over at Frederica. Really, really talented defensive back. Took his talents to college over to Auburn, but he goes and gets selected. I think he was the 164th pick, and he'll be playing for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, first of all, we had some shows of our own going on as well with Golden Isles baseball taking place.
Sure
and
did.
I did kind of promote the NFL draft and some of the Georgia guys and maybe some of the local guys in my broadcast. Glenn took care of business in 10 innings in 2 ball games. I think we may have been done a little bit after the draft started. Brunswick, probably went pretty fast too, I think. So it may have been close to being over. We had some own programming conflicts with the draft, which I knew would be popular, particularly with Bowers from Georgia, possibly going, somewhere there pretty early last Thursday night. But yeah, our local guy, Jalen Simpson there, of course, he played here at Frederica Academy on St. Simon's. Had to wait a little while. I'm sure it got a little nerve-wracking. I knew he wasn't going to get picked on Thursday, possibly on Friday. I did read where he did have a small little watch party Friday and had his phone handy just in case. But I think by and large they knew he would be a Saturday pick, and he goes in the 5th round to the Colts. And obviously a dream come true for him. Kind of an unheralded guy, I guess, coming out of high school. Maybe didn't have as many, scholarship offers, or wasn't, the big 5-star guy that got all kinds of attention. But he went to Auburn, kept his head down, worked hard, and did what he needed to do there to, fulfill this dream. And obviously his name started kind of creeping up there last year during the season as he was having a great season. He obviously had a great NFL combine, and it all worked out for him, and he realizes his dream. Now he has a chance to play professional football.
And kind of a little bit of vindication for him, Kevin, because as he's coming up, a lot of people talked about, hey, listen, you're playing in GIAA, you should be playing in GHSA, you ought to be at one of the big schools, you ought to be playing in tougher competition. But it seemed to all worked out pretty well with him playing there at the private school at St. Simon's.
Yeah, I mean, there again, I think that goes back to his work ethic, his hard work. I mean, again, he kind of maybe had that chip on his shoulder to prove the doubters wrong, even when he went to Auburn, and spent some time, working his way up there and got into the starting lineup, played all 3, I think, a couple of cornerback positions, a safety position in that defensive backfield, also played on special teams. So, he was kind of involved in a lot of ways, and all that experience is probably going to pay off for him, playing those different positions and learning, how to defend in those looks for defense. And, obviously, again, kind of maybe wasn't real sure where he was on the NFL radar screen for a lot of teams going into this last season, but again, had a great season and a great combine. And next thing you know, he's going to the NFL. So, it's going to be tough. I mean, obviously there's only a certain amount of defensive backs in the NFL. But hopefully he can latch on there and they'll be impressed with him and keep him on that roster for a long time.
Another one of our cover players, Kevin, Trammell Waltower, played at Georgia, defensive lineman, played at Liberty County, but didn't get drafted, Kevin, but signed a undrafted free agent contract with the Baltimore Ravens. Trammell, two-time national champion playing for the Dogs, and now he gets a chance to go play with Roquan Smith there for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, there again, everybody wants to get drafted, but not everybody can. And, it's obviously a big draft, but there's a lot of college football players out there. And, we've had other guys from, Southeast Georgia go this route as well. And, obviously it may be a little tougher on him, going this route. They don't have necessarily the money invested in him that they would have on a draft pick. So the lease might be shorter, so to speak. But obviously he's got a chance to go in there, make his mark, and do his thing, and hopefully, they'll keep him around, and he'll just continue to, work his way up and be a mainstay on that roster or somebody's roster.
Somebody's roster, and that's the thing. You just want to get that exposure right now. Get up with an NFL team, make your impressions, and then, like I said, if you don't get on with the Ravens, maybe somebody else, picks you up, down the road. So stick around. We've got a great show for you right after these messages from our sponsors.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. I'm Sean Spoke, publisher of 912 Sports, and I'm joined here by Patrick Steve, head coach of the Brantley County Herons. And, Coach, I guess congratulations are in order. Both your boys' team and girls' team are playing for the Final Four in tennis down there in Caney Bay. But, man, what a great season for the Herons.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We logged 1,000 miles and 20 hours on a bus for that Elite Eight round. It was quite the trip, and we were able to capture 2 quality wins versus Fellowship Christian and Athens Academy on the boys and girls side.
Yeah, Coach, and and you guys have really been at home all the way up until that point. Coin toss was not kind to the Herons, but like I said, you guys go on the road, take care of business. And let's start on the boys' side there, Coach. You guys beat Fellowship Christian, but you played Cook before that, and then I believe it was Northeast to start the playoffs.
That's correct. So the Northeast ended up being a forfeit, but we were able to play Cook about 3 or 4 days later. That match went really well for us. We were on the courts for about 45 minutes to an hour. Our boys did a great job, laser focus in round 2. It's an expectation to move on past that round, and we were able to do so pretty well. And then obviously this fellowship match was a very important match facing the state runner-ups from last year in the Class 2A classification. It was a pretty big deal for us. Obviously, I mentioned the travel. That's a factor when you're going up 7 hours to the other side of Atlanta with a group of teenagers, and we were really elite in that Elite Eight match. We played very well. We didn't drop a set. I would say our seniors probably led us very well. Ben and Bryson they were able to take care of business and get off the court first, which was huge for our team. So great leadership out of those seniors for that match.
And you're talking about Ben Smith. Ben Smith was named as our All Sports Player of the Year for boys tennis in the small school category. Ben's had a great career there at Brantley County, and it's not over yet.
That's right. He was actually the first one off the court. So the emotions that he threw out after winning that match in straight sets, it fueled the rest of the team. It really did. The atmosphere up there was unmatched. It was a phenomenal atmosphere for some tennis. So it was definitely exciting.
Right. Well, now you've got Landmark Christian coming in. Talk a little bit about what do you know about them, and where do you see the Herons having a little bit of an advantage?
Okay, so with Landmark coming in, I've done a lot of homework on Landmark, not only this year but last year as well. As I actually predicted us to play. I was thinking we would play them in the Elite Eight matchup, which was a surprise when Athens Academy beat them last year. So we kind of know they're pretty much the same team. They're very, very talented up and down the court. We're just as excited to put our talents on the court to match them. So I would say, the depth of our team is what's kind of carried us throughout the year. We've got great players in the single slots, and our doubles are very solid. We really like to use the term at practice, iron sharpens iron, and that's what we do at Caney Bay. We play each other tough during practices to help us prepare for some of these tougher matches. So.
Right. And actually, when this show airs, you guys will have already played because you guys are scheduled to play Thursday. Talk a little bit about what times and all that you guys are going to play.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to host Landmark Thursday, which will be the day of the show. So at 2:00 in Caney Bay, it's gonna be an exciting atmosphere. We're inviting everybody we can think of. I know several coaches have reached out to me wanting to know what time we're playing. They want to come and check the matches out. It's going to be a big one. We're super excited about it.
Should be a great atmosphere down there on Thursday. But again, Coach, turn right around. You guys got to play again on Friday for the girls' match. You guys really been led all season by Brooklyn Wilds. She also was named as our All Sports Player of the Year for girls small school tennis. But let's talk about the girls and their run to get to where they are in that Final Four.
Wow. So they had a similar road as far as the boys. The first round match was a forfeit, which led us to play Cook again in the second round. We had played Cook in the second round last year, and I will give that Cook County team they were tough last year in the second round. They're in a region that's pretty well loaded as far as Jeff Davis and Berrien County being in those regions. They have a tough region, and they play some tough tennis. And our matchup this year was very favorable for us. We did a pretty good job getting out there and getting our first three lines off the court. That being Brooklyn finishing up. I believe she finished first. Yeah, she finished first in that match, and then Rayleigh Strickland, our number 2 singles, finished up, and then our 1 doubles took it home to bring us with the 3-0 victory. After that, Athens Academy was next up. It's the same scenario as last year. Except last year, Athens Academy was the number 1, and we were the number 2. And so a little bit different this year when we met up. We both met up as number 1 seeds this year. We kind of knew what to expect there too. Their team was exactly like it is this year. Our team was very similar to what we had last year, and that was quite the atmosphere too. I feel like Athens Academy knew what they were getting into with Brantley County this year, so they definitely stepped up and made it tough for a little while. Our number 1 doubles, which is led by one of our seniors, Chastity Waldron and Summer Colley, they were able to get off the court pretty quick. They had a convincing 6-0, 6-0, 6-2 were their set scores, and they got off the court fast, followed by Rayleigh Strickland, followed by Brooklyn Wilds to clinch the match. So pretty special moment for that 912 Sports Player of the Year. In the other 2 areas, number 3 singles and 2 doubles, we were battling in both. 2 doubles had actually split, so they had lost the first set 3-6, and they had battled back and won that second set with a score of 6-3. So they were ready to get going about time Brooklyn finished her match. So that's where we're at with the girls' side, and they'll be hosting Savannah Arcs, which is the 4th seed out of our region. So Region 3AA is loaded. There's 3 teams out of the 4 left, so it's pretty exciting.
Right, and as you look at it, really, other than Savannah Arts for 912 Sports coverage area, we've got 3 teams in the Final Four. Yourself, Jeff Davis, and then Appleton County up on the top side of the bracket. But you guys will be playing Savannah Arts. That match will be played on Friday, correct?
That's correct. Friday at 11 a.m.
Okay. All right, and that'll be there at Caney Bay.
That'll be
So you can actually get 2 days of tennis, Thursday and Friday down there at Caney Bay. And hopefully the Herons will be moving on to the championship round. And I see, Coach, that the championship rounds are going to be at neutral sites. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we've coined a little phrase here in the Final Four. The road to Rome, Georgia, is going to be running through Caney Bay this year. So on both the boys and the girls side.
Well, that'll be awesome, Coach. Well, best of luck to you guys. All of 912 is behind you guys. Y'all go get them, and hopefully we'll be talking to you about some state championships here in a couple of days.
That's most definitely the goal, and I sure do appreciate you having us on. I want to also thank our community, our supporters, our families, our players, coaches. It's been a fun few weeks right here for Brantley Tennis, and we're hoping to keep that momentum rolling. The job's not done yet, as some of my kids say.
That was Coach Patrick Steve of the Brantley County Herons, as both the boys and girls tennis teams are playing in the Final Four for AA state titles in tennis. Y'all stick around. We've got more On Air with 912 Sports right after these important messages from our sponsors.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
The Ware County Gators are headed to the Elite Eight. Hello, everybody. I'm Sean Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports, and the Ware County Gators are moving on to round 3. They'll host Greater Atlanta Christian this Saturday at Ware County High School. Game time is set for 3 o'clock for the game 1 of the doubleheader. Coach James Conley and myself will have all the live play-by-play action for you on 912sports.net. Let's go back and find out how the Gators got to the Elite Eight. The Gators back on Monday the 23rd swept a doubleheader against the Tucker Tigers. The Gators were able to win game 1 17-0. Evan Joyner, the Gators ace, threw a no-hit 3-inning shutout that the Gators were able to win in 3 innings, scoring 17 runs. The bat stayed hot for game 2. They came back and won that game by a final score of 13-2, and it only lasted 6 innings. Noah Bunch was on the mound for the Gators that day, and he wound up with the win, and that win propelled them into the second round. They hosted the Wolverines out of Union Grove in round number 2. They are the number 2 seed out of the very competitive Region 2 that include Ola and Locust Grove. But basically, the doubleheader that was scheduled for Tuesday wound up in a split. The Wolverines won game 1 behind the strong pitching of Webster, their strong left-hander. But the Gators were able to bounce back in game 2 and come away with a victory and force a game 3. Game 2, Cole Cox was on the mound for the Gator, and he was masterful with his curveball. They were able to shut the hitters down for the Wolverines, wound up winning that game by a final score of 11-5. That set up the big game number 3 where everything was on the line. The first pitch was game 3 was scheduled for Tuesday at 5 p.m. The Wolverines took an early lead, but Noah Bunch, the senior pitcher for the Gators, took over the baseball game. He was dominant from the mound. He threw a 1-run game, went to complete 7 innings, and only scattered 4 hits throughout the day. Also, he led the Gators in hitting. He had 2 doubles with 4 RBIs at the plate. A great display of senior leadership. Hats off to Noah Bunch. He got the job done. The Ware County Gators win game 3 by a final score of 9-1 over the Union Grove Wolverines, and it puts the Gators into the Elite Eight in round 3. Now, this game's set up for Saturday. Greater Atlanta Christian is actually the number 1 seed out of Region 6 up there in the Atlanta area. I believe they're from Norcross, but they have to come to Ware County because both the Gators and the Spartans are number 1 seeds, but the Ware County Gators won the universal coin toss. So all the games will be played here at Ware County. There'll be a doubleheader on Saturday. If they split there, there'll be an if game on Monday. Should be a great matchup between two great teams battling out for a chance to play in the Final Four. Stick around. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. I'm Sean Smoke reporting for On Air with 912 Sports.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kevin Price for On Air with 912 Sports. I'm also one of the play-by-play voices for Golden Isles Baseball on 912sports.net, which features the Brunswick High School Pirates and the Glenn Academy Red Terrors. I'm doing this segment from Metro Atlanta for tonight's show, where on Wednesday I was with the Red Terrors on the road at Marist, where Glenn Academy saw its season come to an end in the round of 16, the Sweet 16, if you will, losing 2 games to Marist. More on that in a moment. But the Brunswick High School Pirates stay alive in their second round series Sweet 16 matchup against Tift County over in Tifton. The Pirates split the opening doubleheader on Wednesday to force a third and deciding game this afternoon, scheduled for a 5 p.m. start actually over in Tifton, with the winner advancing on to the Elite Eight next week. The Pirates actually probably should have won the opening ball game, but lost it 4-3 in extra innings. Brunswick had a 3-1 lead going into the bottom of the 6th, but a couple of walks, an error on the infield, and a couple of hit batters left the door open for Tift to walk right through and tie that ball game at 3 apiece. And then the Blue Devils won it in the 8th when they loaded the bases, and then the final batter of the ball game actually hit by a pitch, and the winning run, of course, scored from third base with the bases loaded, and that's how the Blue Devils took the opening game from the Pirates 4-3. Again, Grant Moore, the starting pitcher, went 7 2/3, ends up as the tough luck losing pitcher for the Pirates in that ball game. Ryan Thomas with a good game at the plate, also played a good center field from what I understand, went 2 for 3, so a couple of hits and 3 trips. Also had a walk in the ball game as well, so he was aboard 3 times for the Pirates. He was named the Synovus Player of the Game by Kevin Thomas, who was on the call for us live in Tifton on 912sports.net. And then in Game 2, the Brunswick High School Pirates stay alive with a 4-0 win over the Blue Devils. Jordan Lodice with a dynamite pitching performance in the clutch for the Pirates went the distance and held the Blue Devils scoreless through all 7 innings, just allowed 3 hits and struck out 8 Tift County batters to give the Pirates a great effort on the mound, a winning effort again with the Pirates facing elimination there. Also had a hit and drove in a run for the Pirates at the plate. Jordan Lodice, a junior right-hander, pitcher and shortstop, named the Synovus Player of the Game after that ball game as well for the Pirates. So Brunswick facing a deciding third game today over in Tifton. The winner of that series between the Pirates and the Blue Devils on to the Elite Eight, the state quarterfinals next week. Etowah awaiting in that matchup. They won the opening 2 games of their second round series yesterday, so they're on into the Elite Eight, awaiting the winner between Tift County and Brunswick. We'll see how that one, of course, turned out today. Now, Glenn Academy goes down in 2 games in their best of 3 series to Marist. Glenn on the road up here in Metro Atlanta, just like the Pirates, probably should have won the opening ball game, but instead lost 6-5 in 8 innings. Marist jumped out to a 1-0 lead early in the ball game. Glenn came back and tied it up at 1 apiece in the fourth, then actually went ahead in the fourth 5-1 on a grand slam homer over the fence and right by Grayson Gegg, their senior right fielder. Luke Barth was on the mound for the Red Terriers. He was 8-0 in the regular season, also won a game in the state playoffs last week at Rockdale County to go to 9-0, had an earned run average of less than 1, but the War Eagles scratched and clawed all the way to the end, strung some things together, and scored a couple of runs in the fifth inning to make it 5-3, then 2 more runs in the bottom of the sixth to tie that ball game up at 5-5. Bart's not the pitcher of record. Trent Tankersley, unfortunately, pitched well for Glenn in relief, got him out of the sixth inning and also out of the seventh, and they went to the eighth, and he's the tough luck loser in relief. Glenn probably should have been going 9 innings, or should have been going 9 innings. They thought they had the third out on an infield ground out, but a throwing error allowed the run to score from third base, and that's how Marist won the opening ball game 6-5 over the Red Terriers in extra innings. And then in the nightcap, the Red Terriers ran into a buzzsaw of a pitcher. Jamie Bison's a junior right-hander, 6'4", 200 pounds, headed to Georgia Tech, already a class of 2025 commit. Blanked the Red Terriers through the first 6 innings, also just allowed 3 hits, and then gave way to a lefty reliever who retired the Red Terriers in order in the 7th. Glenn Academy sees its season come to an end for the 3rd year in a row in the round of 16, the Sweet 16. The last time Glenn advanced to the state quarterfinals was in 2021. That was head coach Trent Mangero's last season. But another great year on the diamond for Glenn Academy. Overall, 21 wins on the season, so another 20-win season for the Red Terriers. A lot of quality wins along the way, particularly in the non-region portion of the schedule. Beat some ranked teams from several different classifications. Finished 3rd in Region 2 6A, so had to play on the road in each of the first 2 rounds. Rockdale County last week 17-0 and 12-2 in 2 5-inning ball games, but Marist, a team that's much tougher on paper, obviously, and now has 27 wins after taking 2 for the Red Terriers. So Marist moving on. Glenn packing up again till next season. Going to lose a big senior class that played a lot of good baseball, a lot of good kids in that class as well. But Glenn has a good nucleus returning. Some players will come up from the JV, of course, to fill some spots. And hopefully Glenn just going to pick up the pieces, reload, and go into hopefully what will be another strong season in 2025. So we'll see what happens with the Pirates today. Glenn finished until 2025. Been another great season of Golden Isles baseball here on 912 Sports, and for 912 Sports and Golden Isles baseball, I'm Kevin Price.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
This has been a presentation of 912 Sports.